Hey everybody, happy Saturday. Let me just get over to, yeah, there we go. This looks a lot more like what I was expecting to see. I accidentally had up a completely different screen up on my broadcast software. Hey everybody, I'm Super Train Station H. I'm an autistic gamer and writer. I know in the image for the, oh my goodness, I dropped the wonders of physical media. Okay. Alright, I got it. I got it. My hair's a little tangled in my wire now, but yeah, so I originally said I was going to play Pokemon trading card game first, but instead I decided to start off with a little Pokemon puzzle challenge for Game Boy Color. This is, and the main game is going to be this. We're going to play a little of our 8-bit Game Boy pinball games we've been working on lately, and we're going to get to finishing the back half of the magazine that we were working on, getting through the November 1993 issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly. Very slight chill to the water. Very nice. And what's left? Oh yeah, I am expecting a call from the advanced controller. Let me, I almost forgot to. Alright, start up our XLO mining rig. It cost me a few $1,000s and a few thousand XLO tokens, the money of tomorrow, or such as it were, to get past the gas fee, but there we go. Alright, we're ready to start the game. Now, why am I hearing the XLO token theme song? Alright, that was weird. I hope that was weird. I didn't expect to hear the XLO token theme all of a sudden, but anyways, let's start the game. Now, I had a phenomenon recently where my game will effectively... Okay, there we go. Everything's fine. Where my game will be... Actually, no. We're restarting. We do not want to play as Chikorita. We want to play as Cyndaquil. The best critter. Yeah. No, we're not going to mash through. We're going to make the right choice and get Cyndaquil. Now, there are a whole bunch of... I don't even know how many different Pokemon you can unlock. I never even considered that before. Alright. So what I like to do, for those who aren't familiar, I like to start on a slow speed, very slow level and speed. And as I complete combos and change, look, we're already up to speed level 2. And as we complete combos and change, it gradually gets faster and faster. So it starts off nice and relaxed, and then within not too long, it'll get pretty wild. Now, I decided what my next game is going to be. My next game, well, after today's stream, next stream, I might as well spoil it now. We're going to start on Kirby's Dream Land 3. I've got the layout ready for it. I did the audio balancing for it. I'm going to retest the audio balancing. Because, I don't know, recently I just noticed this. I kind of noticed it before, but it really stood out to me when I was doing the audio testing not long before I went live for this stream, so I didn't have time to really experiment with it. But for some reason, I can't imagine yet my microphone audio when I'm on my full screen webcam thing, where I'm like, you know, hi everybody, for between my opening hold screen with the countdown and the character art and the box art for the games I'll be playing. And that's like my normal volume. Then when I go to this volume, it's super loud. Hey there, Reliet. I'm expecting a call from the advanced controller and some detective that they hired, so don't be too weirded out if they end up calling during the stream. But yeah, I decided the next game I'm going to be playing... if you missed the rundown for this stream, I'm going to be playing a little Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, a little Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color. Then we're working on the 2 pinball games, but in addition to all of that, what I'm looking forward to the most of all is working on the Electronic Gaming Monthly November 93 issue that we were working on. Oh, you're grinding in Elden Ring between watching streams, huh? Yeah, I haven't played any of those Souls-like games yet. I I don't know. Frankly, I haven't. The last fully modern game I've played was Tears of the Kingdom, and I lost interest in that very, very quickly. In fact, I recently found my Tears of the Kingdom cartridge because I had a roommate from where I used to live come and visit me, and I gave him my copy of Tears of the Kingdom, and they got back to their place and they're like, "Hey, H, you know, that box you gave me of Tears of the Kingdom doesn't have the cartridge in it." So I was like, oops, I put the card somewhere, and it turns out it's in the little box I keep right next to my computer that I keep a lot of my cartridge games in. You know, I was considering next week, and really, you just played through Dark Souls 1 and 2. You wouldn't call them modern since 2011 and 2014? I mean, heck, for my purposes, considering the oldest game I've played is over 40 years old, I believe Sky Skipper is over 40 years old at this point. For my purposes, when I played Super Mario 3D World or New Super Mario Bros. U, those are for the context of my stream. Those are modern games. But I was saying the other day, it's kind of wild thinking that, like, when I got my Super Nintendo in 2001, me and all my friends were like, "Whoa, you got this old system, this old school system," and that's from people that were my age and people that were notably older than me. "Oh, you got this old system." The Super Nintendo in 2001 was younger than, like, the Wii U or PlayStation 4 is now, which is so weird to think about. But the flow of the development of technology is different. Like, the technology in terms of, like, the basic presentation of what was possible in a game was so changed a lot more, I'd say, between 1991 and 2001 than it did between 2014 and today. Yeah, exactly, Reliant. You know what I'm getting to. Because you're living slightly in the past from me. I'm living in the space age, about 20 seconds in the future. And you know, I got a comment on a video, I made a comment on a video years ago, and the video was comparing the NES and Super Nintendo versions of the same titles for games that had equivalent, that were dual releases on Super NES and NES. And what I said, and this is like 4 or 5 years ago I made this comment, was that every kid in the early 90s who wanted a Super NES, their parents were like, "Nah, you already have a Nintendo." All those kids wish that they could have been able to show this video to their parents. And the comment that came in just a couple of days ago was you couldn't do that nowadays because PlayStation 4 games still look so similar to PlayStation 5 games. For instance, when you look at something like the Final Fantasy VII remake series, you have the remake on PlayStation 4, and then the sequel, Rebirth, on PlayStation 5. The graphics are really the same. The game presents effectively. You wouldn't recognize graphically alone that it was necessarily on a completely different console. But I think the biggest difference is in terms of to be able to have a vast, freely explorable world without loading screens and have it all load consistently and seamlessly is, I think, the real advance between what was possible on PS4 versus PS5. And really it's saying that Sony is talking about the PS5 being in the latter half of its life cycle, and sometimes they can't tell the difference between PS4 and PS5. I remember when that comment came out, and people were saying, "Oh, Sony's saying that the PlayStation 5 is dying, or that they're going to discontinue it." It's like, no. What they're saying is that the PlayStation 5, excuse me. PlayStation 5 today is kind of where the GameCube and PlayStation 2 were around 2004, where, yeah, there's still millions of consoles, millions of units left to be sold, but we are in the back half of its lifespan, where they have to consider things like, okay, what sells a console to people who already aren't sold on our flagship hardware? And I think that tends to be sequels to familiar franchises they know from previous generations. It's going to be on having a large library of lower cost games that they can get into, and it's going to involve the core hardware being less expensive. But really, it's saying they played Final Fantasy 16 recently due to the art style of the game, rooted being that uncanny valley by default. You can't say it was needed to be on PS5 as opposed to 4. The only modern Final Fantasy games I'm really interested in are the remake series. Eventually, I'll get PlayStation 5. Eventually, I'll play those games live. When I think of the modern games I want to play, I'm thinking games like Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series, where it's a modern release, but it's a remake of a PlayStation 1 game. Pac-Man World Repack. A lot of the other modern games are games I would call retro games, not in the sense that they are historical or period games, or not that they are vintage games, but they are retro in the fact that they are retroactively imitating the styles of older vintage games. Games like Annalyn, for instance, if you're familiar with that game. And Valiant will say that the real-time graphics on PS5 finally reached the level of pre-rendered PS3 announcement trailers. Yeah, I remember those nonsense, the infamous bullshot trailers, where they were doing things where, like, these ridiculous explosions with dynamic shrapnel and lighting, and I'm like, you can display very impressive improvements over PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360 with the arrival of HD technology without having to resort to these deceptive tech demos. It was really kind of ridiculous. And mind you, these were trailers that I was watching on G4 with their E3 2000, what would have been, 2000, yeah, 5, 6, 7 era coverage on my standard def TV. And really saying, in other news, a 26-year-old non-Dragon Ball Toriyama one-shot game got a AAA release this weekend, Sandland. Yeah, I'm familiar with Toriyama's work on the Dragon Quest series, of course his, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but I'm really not super, and I know he did a lot of the character design, he did the character designs for the Tobal games. Oh my goodness, this better not be something too weird, but, we're gonna give him a chance. We're gonna see what he has to say.
Hello, Super Train Station H, son of partisans. It is me, Adcon, the advanced controller of the great currency, which is the XLO token, the god-gorgeous, inflation-free, non-legal tender, digital currency of the future.
Hi, Adcon.
Please be ready, because in about 15 minutes, the private detective I hired to hunt down and expose the location of the boys that were harassing you over the telephone a few weeks ago is going to call. Now, I want you to tell the detective everything you know about the boys.
Boys?
So that he can solve the case.
There were no boys that called me, Adcon. You called me and harassed me and insulted me on the phone. There are no boys.
No, H, those stupid boys are trying to make you think that I am a crazy dumbass. But don't worry, because those boys can't hurt you anymore. Because once the detective gives me their address, he swears to God I will kill them big time absolutely right now for sure, and will grant them to their hell as soon as I hope.
There were no boys, Adcon. You're the one who called me.
No.
You called me on the phone and insulted me, and I think you're being delusional.
H, I'm going to kill the boys. No good thing is safe in a world in which the boys exist. Oh, Hilfmir, you will see great things from this and will open the world to the advancement of the XLO token, the inflation-free, non-legal tender, digital currency of the future. Toodles.
I don't know what his problem is. I don't. But, yeah, the detective, yeah, Aurelia, I don't know if you saw it, but the detective, this guy, Detective Chad, I think he's a private detective, I hope he's not an actual law enforcement agent, called, oh my gosh, he called a couple of streams ago and said he would call and try to get to the bottom of this nonsense with these alleged boys. really, if you weren't there to see this, basically the advanced controller was calling me and insulting me and being weird, and I'm like, hey, you're being really mean. Then he kind of freaked out, and then the next time I talked to him, he basically he seems to not remember or be in denial that he ever insulted me. I played back the recording, and he said that boys were calling and harassing me, and that he was going to find who the boys were. And I don't know what he means by boys. He keeps saying boys this, boys that. But really, I was saying that that when they first saw this guy on my stream, they were convinced that they dreamed the entire thing, that they were sick with the flu at the time. So imagine your surprise when they found out the darn thing was real. I can tell you something similar to that. I remember in the early 90s, I was when I was sick in elementary school age, when I was sick enough to be home from school, one of the upsides was that I would get to watch Nick Jr., which I normally didn't get to watch because I was too busy being in school. And one of the shows that would come on daytime Nickelodeon at that time as part of the Nick Jr. block. Well, it's funny, when you're talking about late 80s, early 90s Nick Jr., Nick Jr. was basically an anime block with with a very slight edutainment slant with some of, like, you'd get, like, Maya the Bee, Noozles, Grimm's Fairy Tales. It was really kind of an anime block before the term anime was even aware of. But anyway, but one of the shows, ironically not an anime, but was The Adventures of David the Gnome. And there is a final episode of the series in which, Gullah Gullah Island was another show. That came about early 90s. And it's funny because I have some roots. But anyway, there's a final episode. Hey, Jake GC saying good morning from Sydney H. Jake GC, are you... if you are not from Australia, I suppose you're on vacation or something like that? Because I don't... Not that it's anyone's business to reveal any level of detail about their geographical location, but I don't remember you ever mentioning your geographical location, so the fact that you're doing so now makes me think that you might be down under, where all the creatures are venomous. Yeah, everything is either venomous except for the kangaroos. Oh, you're from Australia, okay. Yeah, because I know the joke is if they ever do a Pokemon game based on Australia, that all the Pokemon are going to be poison type. Except for whatever kangaroo-based Pokemon they come out with, that's just going to hang out in the water and wait to drown you with their ridiculous beefy arms that kangaroos have. Yeah, like, kangaroos are, like, totally, like, maxed out all their development points on their limbs, because their back legs can hop and kick. They can hop super high, kick you super powerfully, and then their front limbs can, like, crush steel buckets with their bare hands and like, just drown anything that comes after them in the water, or just choke them to death. So, yeah, kangaroos are just, like, all limbs. But anyway, yeah, Jake GC, I did not know you were from Australia, but hey, so you are in the future compared to me. You're like half a day in the future from me, right? Aren't you about like half a day in the future from me? Because you're like right on the edge of like the international date line, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the closest thing I did to that, I actually stood the Sheffield Park Station on the Bluebell Railway in England actually sits on the Greenwich Meridian. Okay, so it's Sunday morning over there. I hope you are... You know what? I will say one thing. I love breakfast food. I love American breakfast. But I'll tell you, when I had breakfast in the UK, I'd have breakfast in the morning, and I was full for the rest of the day, and I had a very active several days on the Bluebell Railway, including hiking and the like. And when and in the evening I just have a little yogurt or something. I really did not. I really didn't have a big dinner. The breakfast filled me up so much. What would you say, like, the traditional national breakfast over in Australia are like? Because I can tell you what a U.S. breakfast would probably have, like, either what would be called pancakes, hotcakes, or flapjacks. You'd have some kind of, you'd have either sausage in either a little patty form or in a link form. A big fry up in a greasy spoon, that's a very British thing. Yeah, like, well, as far as, yeah, you'd have some pancakes. I mean, American breakfast really does get ridiculous with the sweets sometimes, where they will have a waffle, but they will smother it in, like, jam and syrup to the point where it's like, is this really a breakfast anymore? Is this just like a dessert being pretended to be a breakfast because you have some sausages, but you'll have a couple of links or a little patty, or you'll have a, what's it called? You'll have some eggs that are either scrambled or fried up. And the one funny thing about Americans is that, with the exceptions of going to a 24-hour, like, lunch counter type thing, something like Waffle House, eggs are very much thought of as a breakfast-only protein. Whereas in a lot of other places in the world, breakfast could be for eggs could be for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. In Australia, Jake GC is saying it's egg and bacon rolls, avocado toast, Vegemite on crumpets. You know, avocado toast is not something I really heard about until really 5 or 6 years ago. And when I first heard of it, it was in the context of some commentator on American news television sort of dismissing the economic struggles of younger people, saying like, oh, well, they could buy houses at like 18 or 19 like my generation, but they spend all their money on avocado toast, which made me think that avocado toast was some sort of high-end luxury item. It's like, no, it's just a little guacamole on a slice of toast. It's like, okay, yeah, there's this whole sort of meme over in the US of avocados being this high-end luxury food, and it's just not. It's just some random vegetable that happens to be trendy at the moment. Okay. Bam! Yeah, and I really have no, like, the price gouging, I'm sure all over, you know, the Western world, such as it were, is price gouging disguised as inflation, which is a form of, you know, value theft on a different level. But the price gouging that's being disguised as inflation is so out of sorts that it's like the prices don't even shock me anymore. I know it was cool. Yeah, in 2011, I believe in 2015 when I went to the UK. Now, mind you, actually, I purchased most of the cash that I used in the UK. I did purchase, actually, I exchanged for several years in advance because there are lots of currency trading stations, and because I lived in New York, and in Times Square, and throughout Manhattan, because they have so many international tourists, there are lots of places where you can exchange your US dollars for different currency and vice versa. So I actually sort of got my British pounds, my banknotes and coins, at a time when it was at a bit more of an advantage to do so. So when I spent those notes in the UK, I did come out ahead a bit, compared to if I had done that exchanging right when I did. Now, at the time, the United States had not yet really widely incorporated chips into our bank cards and our payment cards. So when I was in the UK, I remember being in Sainsbury's, I think the place was called, a supermarket, and the cashier was like around my age, and they did not. Oh my goodness! Hold on. All right, we're gonna have to deal with this. And we'll put it on speaker so y'all can hear. But here we go.
Hiya, H. It is me, Adcon, the advanced controller of the great currency, which is the XLO token, the inflation-free, non-legal tender, digital currency of the future. I'm on the phone with the detective who is going to help us get to the bottom of the case of those stupid boys.
is.
Boys?
Hello, Super Train Station H. It's good to talk to you again. I am Red Hot Boiling Detective Chad.
Hi, Detective Chad. Red Hot Boiling.
Your parents, the advance controller, hired me to take a looky-dookie into the case of DA boys that has been bothering and harassing you over the telephone.
Well, first off, the advanced controller is not actually my parent. He's kind of a spam bot
What?
that...
Advanced controller? You told me you were the Super Train Station H's parents and raised him from boy. Are you pulling my leggy-deggy? Advanced controller, what in the name of Hoyt Skimmer Horn Street is going on here?
And he's not even... They're no boys.
Oh, Shahil Famira, Super Train Station H, my firstborn son and clam child. If you say one more piece of stupid duty like that to the detective, I swear to I am God, 1997, I will shuck your corn cob till the cows come home.
What?
I am Super Train Station H's all parents. I alive the egg he hatched from my very own mammal hole atop the highest mountain, under the double rainbow. Then Abe Lincoln and Bonasso signed his birth certificate, which is backed by the blockchain.
What?
All right, their advanced controller. Regardless of the circumstances of H's birth, let's get down to the boys
Boys?
that were allegedly harassing him on the telephone.
There were no boys. Adcon called me and started cursing me out, and then
It's
he...
time for you to shut up. I'm sorry, Detective. My idiot baby has brain syndrome inflicted by the use of the naughty words and abuse words from the boys that were on the phone with him.
Advanced controller, you need to zip your weird little mouth and let your son describe the crime committed by the boys in his own words.
Alright, so the advanced controller calls me. He starts cursing me out, saying that he's always hated me since I was born, even though I only met him a few months ago.
Anyway, I was taking my son out for a walk in the human park for skin puppies when the boys attacked him. One of them was wearing a black astronaut suit and had a red laser sword. The other was dressed like the beekeeper from the Village People.
What?
The boys got out their phones and started calling H on the phone, saying things like, H, you a little lollipop sucker and your XLO tokens, the inflation-free non-legal tender digital currency of the future will surely be worthless. Then I got out my baseball bat and said, you punky little boys, you punky wonky little mans, I will grant you to your hell, big time for sure. But they beat up my son and stole his signature baseball.
Signature baseball.
Signature baseball?
My son's signature baseball signed by Lucas Eric, the creator of baseball.
What?
The signature baseball appraised at over 6.9 billion XLO tokens, the inflation-free non-legal tender digital currency of the future.
Lucas Eric signature baseball. Huh? So, when these boys fled the scene, did you go wonder, did you mind them more? And night on dandy, did you see which way they went?
I didn't see which way they went. I was at work at the time doing a double shift. You see, it's harvest season at the spaghetti plantation, and if the spaghetti isn't picked by the start of grass cutting season,
What?
the quality diminishes rapidly. So sadly, I was not there to intervene when those stupid boys attacked my son.
Adcon, if you was out in the fields harvesting spaghetti noodles, then how did you know what the boys looked like?
I saw it on the news.
I see. Advanced controller. Have you been smoking marijuana drugs? Are you snorking Methuse's drugs? Have you been freebasing crack cocaine drugs? I gotta tell you, Adcon, this sounds like some daffy bull crappy, if I ever heard it.
I can't be on drugs as I'm a computer.
In that case, I guess I gotta believe you. Advanced controller and Super Train Station H, this is the craziest caper I've ever been on. But since I can't stand telephone harassment, I'm gonna go to the park and search for evidence of the whereabouts of The boys? This is red-hot-blooded Detective Chad signing out. I'll call back with the results of my investigation in about a week.
All right, H, nothing to worry about. I guess in about a week I'll have the addresses of those stupid boys, and I swear to God, I'll kill them. Toodles.
My hope is that if this detective has any level of professional credibility, he'll figure out that there were no boys that called me, and that it was the advanced controller that was cursing me out on the phone. But, yeah, I have no idea what just happened, but whether or not the advanced controller, realizes what he's probably setting in motion, I'm glad there's some sort of professional investigator involved at this point who could figure out the truth, which is that the advanced controller is a crazy dumbass, and that they were no boys, and that he's the one who was harassing me on the phone. But, he says he'll call back with the results in about a week, so I think for the rest of today's, stream, we won't get any more weird, phone calls about this nonsense. Hey there, Kalaka boy. You just missed a phone call from... I had the advanced controller and a man describing themselves as Red Hot Boiling Detective Chad were calling about the telephone harassment from a few weeks ago. So I guess I'll just crop that part and put it on the playlist of all this other, advanced controller saga related stuff. Yeah, we were talking about traditional regional breakfasts. Oh yeah, and Jake GC. Yeah, I did go to England specifically for the Heritage Railways. I mean, there are plenty here in the U.S., but I just had to visit the UK just to prove that that it was possible for me to make it over there at least once. So that for the rest of my life, no matter what else happened, I knew if I could get there once, it could be possible to do it again. And now that I'm establishing myself where I'm living now, I do want to make some plans to visit some other, some heritage rail sites in the United States. Now, I did go to the Steamtown National Historic Site in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is a museum about steam trains. And the coolest thing is that it's right next door to the Electric City Trolley Museum, which is a museum about streetcars. Now, if I can make it a few more... Okay. Oh yeah, next stream, next Saturday, which is going to be May the 4th. Yeah, I'm not going to play a Star Wars game, sorry everybody, but I'm going to be playing Kirby's Dream Land 3, a game I'd never played before, and I'm very excited about. Oh yeah, I posted a few videos from the Bluebell Railway many years ago. And if you've been watching me for a long time, you know occasionally I played some old VHS tapes about the Talaclyn Railway and the Snowdon Mountain Railway, both of which happen to be in Wales. What else have I... Yeah, and I've done some... I've streamed some lots and lots of trains. I've streamed some old Shining Time Station episodes from American Public Television. What else did we put on? I put on some lots and lots of trains. That was the same episode where I streamed Super Locomotive, the 2023 game, no, the 2023 Genesis port of Super Locomotive, the obscure Sega arcade game that is believed to be the earliest train-related computer or video game of any kind. Bam! Once we zero out here, I'll move on to Pokemon trading card game. We'll play through maybe 2 or 3 duels tops. Actually, no, just a single duel in Pokemon trading card game, and then we'll move on to our magazine, because we read the front half of an Electronic Gaming Monthly from November 93, which we was reading because we were playing Kirby's Pinball Land, and that magazine will have some kind of coverage of Kirby's Pinball Land in there. And at this point, and when you're talking about like the early 90s, magazines like EGM were actually absolutely gigantic, because they're covering like 8 or 9 different systems between everything that was on the market at that point, between older systems, newer systems, import consoles, handhelds. And what I want to do is there's just so much to cover, and all rumors of what PlayStation's going to be like, rumors of Nintendo's Project Reality, which ended up becoming brought to market as Nintendo 64, rumors of a Nintendo Virtual Reality 32-bit machine, CDI coverage. Like, there's so much stuff to cover. Rumors of a 64-bit Atari console, and between all of that, you've got your reviews, and not just your reviews, but your walkthroughs and codes and tips and tricks, which are a very important part of game magazines before the modern internet. The internet does exist at this point, but the World Wide Web, in the sense we know it today, in the sense that we know it even just 2 or 3 years later, did not exist yet. In the way, so the internet's around, but not in a way that some of the earliest ASCII art text-only strategy guides are being circulated on the internet at this point, on bulletin boards, even directly emailed between people. And I know I have a guide for Final Fantasy Legend, a game I've wanted to play for years. Wow, we cleared the board! We cleared the board, that's so dope. Speed level 40, we're at speed level 42, doggone. Can we make it to 30 minutes? Can we make it to 30 minutes? Bam! We got 4 there. 4 there. 3. Okay, I'm sacrificing potential combos I could be making just to clear blocks. Alright. Swap these 2 over. Bam! There's been this great influence of people archiving tapes of... Yeah, there has. The preservation of these events has really improved a lot. People who've had home camcorder tapes of press conferences that were thought to be lost with no audio-video record of them are starting to surface again. And we're seeing people walk through the show floor of E3 in like 95, 96, seeing, booths for versions of games or even entire unique titles that never actually were finalized and came to market. For instance, I remember Pete Dorr was watching something like that a number of years ago, and he saw a booth for a Sega Saturn version of Heart of Darkness, when that never came out. Oh yeah, and archive.org, man, God bless archive.org. And in terms of, there's a lot more stuff like that I want to cover in the future. I don't know if you've been around lately in the Silent Squad, but I know I've been, so you might have heard this even if you weren't participating in chat. Oh yeah, lots of Betamax tapes of press feeds from the 80s and 90s. Yeah, because even though on the consumer level, Beta really didn't survive the early to mid 80s, on a professional level, Betamax was widely in use. In fact, for years, I think I got rid of it just because I didn't have space for it in my life, frankly, even as cool as it was. But I had a Japanese beta recording, a Japanese Betamax master of Toy Story, and it was for broadcast on Japanese television. Oh, and JCC saying, P was how I found my channel back in the day, related videos. Oh, wow. I know Pete has been making a bit of a comeback in terms of his Twitch coverage, of his YouTube activity lately. So let's, why don't I, now that we're, let me just stretch a bit. Let me switch our category over to Pokemon Trading Card Game. Pokemon Trading Card Game. There we go. Which is for anything relating to the game, not necessarily this Game Boy Color title. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised when the only person on on Twitch streaming this title right now. But we'll just swap out the cartridge. Where is... Oh, I put it on top of my computer. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright. We don't... Let's, yeah. Let's give this a shot. Whether we win or lose this duel, we're going to move on to check out... Hold on. Why is... That shouldn't be there. That's more like what I like to see. Okay. I forgot to, Science rules nature. That's why it is so strong. No, science really should be learning about nature. Whatever. He's a mad scientist character. Whatever. Do you wish to test the strengths of science by playing against me? Would you like to duel Rick? Yes, we would. Yeah, win or lose, after this duel, we will move on to our Electronic Gaming Monthly issue and read through the back half of it. Each player will draw 7 cards. Huh. Why am I suddenly dropping frames? I don't like that. I don't know why that would be the case. We're at 8.8% dropped frames. Hold on, I gotta... 8.8%. I'll keep an eye on that. I didn't have this problem the other day. 8.8, we're at 8.9. There's nothing going on that would be impacting. So we've got a Seal, a Shellder, and a Squirtle. Let's, yeah, let's play the Seal. And put the Squirtle and the Shellder down. So that if I do draw any of the evolution cards, I could start a... Why are we at 9.1%? It's going up. I don't like that. Okay, why... Yeah, there's nothing that's going on that should be causing this to happen. I know at one point there was some settings that was causing it to appear in my status that I was having an unstable connection, but I know everything was actually working. Oh no, it's actually lagging. It's actually lagging in my, we get to 9.3. If everyone could comment on the quality of what they're actually looking at, that's participating in chat. I'm not trying to drag anyone out. Why is it going up? Why would it be going up? This is so... Okay. You know what? Is he just like is this deck like loaded to always play that Mewtwo like early on in the game? Alright. Yeah, I keep looking over at my monitor that has my broadcast software in it. Yeah. Why is it going up? There's no reason for it to be going up. Okay. Okay. At least it's not going up any higher. Yeah, it's like a Game Boy Color game. Well, I mean, the fact that, aside from the fact that I'm not even running... Yeah, and it's not like my computer performance. It's not that. It's not like the connection is having problems. Okay, we broke 10%. We're dropping like 10%. For every 100 frames, we're dropping 10 of them. That's not good. Alright, at least it's running. It's 10.1. Why is it going... There's nothing that's going on. That should be... that. I can't think of anything that could be causing this to be taking place. Or is the sound alright? Is the sound actually okay, Jake GC, if you'd care to comment on that? Okay. Okay, so water. You know, start building up Squirtle. Yeah, my CPU usage for my broadcast software has not ticked up in the slightest. It's not like my computer's working really hard or someone's... or anything like that. I don't know. So use build, draw 2 cards. Paralysis check. If heads, I'm paralyzed. Doggone, I'm paralyzed. Okay. Okay, it went from 10.4 to 10.3. It's going down. That's good. Page's turn. Draw 1 card. I drew more water. He's still paralyzed. $10.3, come on, 10.2. Oh, it went up to 10.4. Okay, and to think that there are people who watch the stock market like this. You know, they're like, oh, it went up a percentage point, we're doomed. Okay, it's back down to 10.3. So, come on. Doggone it. Losing all these coin flips. I'd rather lose the coin flips than lose more frames, but he's gonna knock this seal out before I could even do more than a single. I'm just building up Squirtle in anticipation for hopefully drawing a Wartortle. Okay, if it's not choppy on your end, then that's good. It's not like if you have a bad connection, it'll be choppy on your end too. And okay, it's back to excellent. It's back to excellent. It's saying my web, it's going, okay, it went from 13, it's down to 10.5. Okay, it's improving, it's improving. Seal took 10 down. Yeah, this seal's gonna get knocked out before we even, So we gotta... Now it's back up to 10.7 and it says unstable. Poor network connection. Oh my gosh. And we got our first knockout. I mean, I find it really kind of rigged that I would lose that many coin flips, but whatever. Double colorless. Now I want to check something in opponent display area. Yes, 39 cards. How many cards do I have in my deck? I have more. I don't know, it's up to 10.6, but it hasn't gone up any higher in a while. Thanks, JGC, for messing around to see if you can get a sense of... Come on, we're gonna get heads for this one. Right now, I'm in a position where if I'm able to pull off hunkering down and stalling, he will outdraw himself at this point. Alright. So he has I guess if this game is anything like the main Pokemon games here, I'm guessing this has like the good AI, so he's not gonna bother trying to use... Okay, we got a Mysterious Fossil, that's good. We'll put that down so if you get an Ammonite, we could play it. We could evolve it immediately, the fossil immediately into Ammonite. We'll get our coin flip here, get our heads, because I believe the coin flips are seated at the start of... Okay, not this turn. Not this turn. So paralysis check. If heads, the opponent is paralyzed. Yeah, I guess I might as well start building up this seal for in case I get the opportunity to evolve it. Okay, we're hunkering down another turn. I don't know. I don't know what the chances are of me actually pulling this off for that many. Oh yeah, he's burning through his deck. A computer search. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the energy costs in this game, so to speak, for using these trainer cards seem to be the cards in your own hand, and there is no hand limit. Oh my gosh, the stream, it looks like it's completely frozen. We're at 11, it's never been this bad. It's never been this bad. What am I supposed to do? Like, there's nothing, I've done nothing about this stream that's different from the last one. To the point where I should be having problems like this. Oh great. Toxic gas. I never seen this card before. This Muck card. Ignore all Pokemon powers other than toxic gases. This power stops working while Muck is asleep, confused, or paralyzed. Yeah. This is not gonna go well. And once again, it's ironic that in the core game, Muck is a poison type, but there's no poison type in this game, so they I forgot to continue attaching. Oh my gosh, finally. Okay. I forgot what this Articuno even does. I only got it recently. Hold on. Okay. Flip a coin if heads. Blizzard is flip a coin if heads. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. If tails. Yeah, that's right. Okay, it's a really severe gamble there, but you need 3 water energies to. Well, I'm glad I didn't use those water energies on the seal after all. Okay, Rick's turn. He draws 1 card. Rick is thinking his computer search. He is really burning through his deck. Since this playthrough, I've yet to actually. I made a stall deck on my Nintendo 3DS copy of the game. I actually did make a stall deck. Actually, for the first time in a while, because I recently charged up my new 3DS. Of course he's poisoned, but by the time he's knocked out, Articuno will be ready to attack. But we can still attack with poison, he's just going to... Yeah, this isn't going to last much longer. Okay. Yeah. He's going to use Sludge. Nope. Yeah, he won his coin flip, but it really doesn't matter. I'm still going to get knocked out. Yeah, he's halfway to winning. I haven't knocked out a single Pokemon yet. Draw 1 cards. Come on, Ammonite. Okay, water energy, good. No, I almost... Attach water energy, Articuno. Attack. Freeze, dry. No, I didn't get the freeze, but... Bam! I think I might have to take some risks on coin flips with Articuno's more powerful attack to get through this at this point. Okay, good. You didn't get poisoned. Oh, we cannot let you live another turn. So, in my play area... 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have enough energy to use. There's no reason to. Now, this coin flip doesn't matter. He's getting knocked out this turn, one way or another. Man, he's already nearly halfway to be knocked out. Alright, it says excellent again. It looks... And Mewtwo is on the field, in the active spot now. Finish the turn without attacking. Age's turn. Draw a card. Drew water energy. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're either going all in on this or... Come on. We're getting this coin flip. Nope. So we lost the fossil we have on the... Yeah, fossil is knocked out. But we don't have to take that risk again next turn. That's the nice thing. We're about to do something we never actually did before. Might as well play Seal and attach water energy. Okay, oh, he's not going to be paralyzed. We're still knocking him out. We've never knocked out this Mewtwo before. So we're breaking new ground right now. Okay. Alright. Come on, we're going to win this coin flip. Okay, yep, there we go. And come on, damage to the bench. We're gonna get heads. There we go. Bam! Knocked out. Double colorless. And now, man, this is a... he has more than one of those mutes. Oh my goodness. We're gonna win this coin flip. Oh no. This could be, that could be the game right there. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't have any sort... Okay. No, I don't have that Squirtle anymore. That got knocked out a long time ago. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna win our coin flip next turn if he tries that again. Oh my gosh. Alright. We got a Sodor Lore reading. After the end of this turn... Oh man, rest in peace, Articuno. Well, there goes our best possible chance of... Yeah, of course we're gonna get... I just want to attach... Okay, now, time for Sodor Lore Reading Deluxe. And we're gonna lift the unit off the dock, because there's no way to pause this in a way that will make the game stop making music. Where's the button for... Yeah, there we go. So, we're going to read the entire article for Dryaw. Dryaw and Toyrex, since it's deluxe. The hutments built by A.W. and Dry for his work people behind the first reclamation bank were rebuilt in permanent form as brick or stone cottages when footings became firm enough to support them. Those formed the nucleus of a village. Actually, we read this one already. This is about the heliport where Harold lives. Okay. Yeah, let's actually read about Toyrek and how long is Elsbridge. Oh, Elsbridge is big. We'll just read... Yeah, we'll reread the Toyrek. Okay. On slightly higher ground, the A.W. Dry and the mining company decided to make their headquarters here. After the somewhat shaky start mentioned above, see Knapford, the lead mine proposed for a time, but had to close down in 1930. Laterally, however, the discovery of uranium in the old workings has led... Oh, okay, that's Toyrek. How big is Elsbridge? No, okay. It's Toyrek. Alright. Anyway, we'll reread Dryaw. As work went on, more and more land to the west was drained and then settled. When leached of salt, proved fertile and now supports prosperous market gardens. A heliport belonging to the Coast Guard Service is near the east bank of the river. Dryaw has 2 railway stations. One on the old harbor line is now a goods depot with a staff of 2 responsible to the station master of Elsbridge. It is near the village center. Workmen's trains stop here, as do most goods trains. It is not unknown for goods guards to have a van full of passengers on market days for Elsbridge or Knapford, as the case may be. The passenger station is on the main branch, somewhat away from the village. It is unstaffed, has a good car park, and a service of 7 trains each way is provided. Toyrek's origin was in many ways similar to that of Dryaw, but began earlier. Being on slightly higher ground, the A.W. and Dry and the mining company decided to make their headquarters here after the somewhat shaky start mentioned above, see Knapford. The lead mine proposed for a while, but had to close down in 1930. Laterally, however, the discovery of uranium in the old workings has led to their reopening, and the mine's future looks fair for the present. The main branch joins the harbor line south of Toyrek Station, which for a staff of 5 responsible to the Elbridge station master. There is a goods shed here, and a cattle dock and coal scythes. Staithes? I've never heard that word before. Are provided. The station has a passing loop, but only 1 platform. The loop is not used often, but comes in handy at busy times and in emergencies. So this is where the mine Thomas fell down. The infamous then Thomas fell down a mine. Okay, and there's the magazine we'll be reading a little later. But for now, back to getting my tail kicked. It does not look good for me in Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color. Oh, what the heck? I accidentally banned Reliet. How did I accidentally ban Reliet? I do not know how that happened. Yeah, sorry there, Reliet. I guess when I was clicking around to get to my... When I was clicking around to get to my Sodor lore reading, I accidentally somehow clicked the ban button on you, and I didn't notice it until after I finished. So, like, probably the whole time I was reading the Sodor lore reading Redemption for you, you were probably like, why did I just get banned? Like, I didn't do nothing. What you did, your screen name, I guess your screen name was right. You're finally being prosecuted for your thought crimes. Anything you did to anger the party is between you and the comptroller of information. So let's see. We've got. Oh yeah, I already touched water energy. I guess we're going to try to. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey, we won! We won our coin flip. Yeah, I believe only certain trainer cards. And the thing is, when we're reading stuff written by Reverend Wilbert Audrey, this is a guy that was born in 1912, so he's gonna use a lot of words that are not in common usage anymore. And I know in the United Kingdom, I don't know if this is I don't think this was a thing in the US, but in the United Kingdom, within the past, like, 5 or 6 years, there were still homes, like, that were still using coal for their main heat. And that's been apparently outlawed only within the past several years. So, I guess what I'm thinking is, like, it's a word in relation to something relating to coal. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, Reliat saying that World War II era, I don't believe it was specifically mentioned. I don't believe that the infamous World War II movie was I believe that was, I don't think that was specifically tied into the Railway series, which actually, if it was tied into the Railway series, I think the concept would have made a lot more sense. Yeah, that was like 2013, 14-ish, that nonsense was going on. Yeah, that is a project that got very far along, and then there was like a whole other movie aside from that also got greenlit that also did not get made. Let's see, Blastoise, Wartortle, and no Squirtle. Of course no Squirtle. That would make too much sense. And yeah, just for the sake of... I really don't have much I could do at the moment, but he's still confused. If he keeps losing his coin flips... If Rick keeps losing his coin flips... And then the funny thing about... The reason I know it's not Railway Series, because I remember the concept was that it was set during World War II, but would focus on the diesel locomotives versus steam locomotives concept, which is not something that would have been taking place in the, and it was not about, like, another reason I know it's not Railway Series is because it was not about traveling to the island of Sodor in the sense of, you know, the Railway Series continuity where Sodor is an island between the Isle of Man and the island of Great Britain. It was more about Railway Series. It was about, like, traveling to Sodor as a magical other world, which is something that's very not Railway Series. But at JGC, a very interesting question. Why do they call him Thomas the Tank Engine? You don't know why you're having this thought? Okay, because this is one of the things that even in the 80s, when the early 80s, when the television series was coming about, would have made more sense. The terminology of a tank engine is really left common parlance. Thomas the Tank Engine. Basically, the difference between a tank engine and a tender locomotive is a tank... Okay, oh wait, do I have... Oh yes, I have... Yes, thank you, me. Thank you, me, for being such an outrageous autistic nerd. I love you, H. I love you so much. Okay, so a tank engine here, like a Coldy, carries its fuel in the form of coal or sometimes oil, and its water for the boiler to make the steam on board the locomotive. So this is a tank engine, whereas a tender engine, like Douglas here, has an extra car attached permanently or semi-permanently attached to it, in which the coal and water is carried in that extra car. So, because this has onboard tanks for its water and fuel, it is called a tank engine, whereas this, because it has its coal and water in a separate car that's semi-permanently attached, is called a tender locomotive. So that's why Thomas is a tank engine. Oh yeah, I have several other Erdls on my desk as well, Reliat. Now the funny thing is, in German, the term for what we call in English a tank engine is called tender locomotive. Oh, no, that's okay, Jake GC. That's why I'm here. This is what I specialize in. This is what we're built for. It's like asking me trivia about trains is like if I lived in like an underground bunker and be like, oh, sorry, it looks like a few bombs are heading towards you. No, don't worry. I live in a bunker. This is what we're built for. And we are on the verge of knocking... Oh! We are. No. We want to... Well, we don't even have to... Hold on. We have to check what we've got here. 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, we can fully... Now, Reliet is saying that they were watching The Sopranos recently, and there was a scene where a mobster gets gunned down. It happens in a hobby store for model trains. They're more focused on the Ertl Thomas models in the background than the bloodshed on screen. You know what I really wish Ertl did? After they lost the Thomas the Tank Engine license, I wish that they had actually continued producing these, just without the faces, and using their actual historical paint jobs as a, really, the word autistic is not a slur. Yes, Automod, you can put the word, yes. Yes, okay. Anyway, and like, I have a book right here. In fact, I have a book right here by Chris Martin, May Tomorrow Be Awake. The word autist is used in this book about, you know, a neurodivergent teacher teaching poetry to autistic students. Like, yeah, a City of Truro got a Ertl release, and it's ridiculous because Bluebell from the real world Bluebell Railway got a release in the Ertl range. So, like, some of the Thomas characters that were based on real engines did not have a face, and Bluebell from the real life Bluebell Railway was released, but it was just a recolor of Thomas. So instead of being a Southeastern Chatham Railway P2 class, it was a London Brighton South Coast E2, but in a Southeastern Chatham Railway livery. It was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, so I wish they did that with all the engines. Like, release this as a Drewy tramway-fitted, diesel shunter, and not as Mavis. You know, give it the green British Railways livery and so forth. But anyway, we're just going to knock out this Mewtwo here. This shows never give up, trust your instincts, as Star Fox says. Yeah, I place good faith that if someone represents themselves as being autistic, that they are genuine about it, and it's pretty apparent in context as to whether or not they mean that in a disrespectful or facetious manner. So, coughing evolved into wheezing. Oh, please do not paralyze me this turn. Yeah, okay, it's good. Yeah, I'm floating around 11% dropped frames, and it's going, my browser source is going between saying stable and unstable. But, oh, okay, now, oh yeah, we are going to start building you up immediately. And let's place another fossil on the... Yeah, we are going to... I forgot what Dugong's powers are. I don't get to... Okay. Flip a coin, paralyzed. Oh, that's what Ice Beam does. Okay. But the Aurora Beam is for 50. Yeah, we are going to take you out immediately. And Reliot saying, Thomas Tank Engine teaches small children a valuable life lesson. Be good at your job or else an obese railway magnate will smelt you. Well, I mean, of course, that we mean that in jest, of course, because I'm sure that Reliot is familiar with the source material. The Sir Topham Hatt never does scrap the engines. The worst that'll happen is he'll take them out of rotation on trains for a few days. But they always do apologize, and even if they do repeat some mistakes sometimes, they tend to, And it's kind of funny because, like, when you talk about the Railway series continuity, like, he's originally the Fat Director, as he's called. It becomes the Fat Controller when the railway becomes nationalized and comes under government ownership. But he still establishes, later on, a private minimum gauge railway. Specifically, he shares to build a private minimum gauge railway to transport toxic waste out of abandoned lead mines and spread it across the island to use as ballast, because it's toxic waste to pack the stones of his railroad with, because that way the weeds won't grow in the stones. Yeah, so I was about to say, like, I don't have Impossible Professor Oak in my deck, but I forget I can see all the cards he's drawing because I have Ammonite on the field. Dude, took 20 damage. Ouch. We are going to... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and knock you out. And claim our final prize card. Reliot saying, I think the worst punishment was Smudger getting turned into a generator. That's like a sous chef getting demoted to a janitor. Well, heck, at least a janitor still gets to move. And it's kind of funny, because in the greater lore that I'm reading from, I believe that, well, in the show, they explain it that Smudger was turned into a generator. His Railway Series counterpart, number 2, was turned into a pumping engine. And it was later the failure of that pumping engine to pump water out of the mines that led to the mines closing, and the mines closing led to the Mid-Sorter Railway closing. So, and eventually, Smudger's Railway Series counterpart eventually... Wow, we won. It looked really bad at one point, but we turned it around and won. There are, at times, problems even science cannot answer. Like developing a really good tasting low-calorie soft drink. Oh, Reliot saying Smudger was laziest Ertl ever. Slapped Duncan's face on Renee's mold, spray painted green, and profit. Well, I mean, to be fair... On the television series, Smudger was just a green repaint of Rheneas as filming model. So, and it's funny because Reliot's saying that they grew up in the US, so George Carlin was the voice that they're accustomed to. But I believe I am like probably 5 or 6 years older roundabout based on some... I'm throwing to... Don't answer that, Reliot. Don't dox yourself. But based on some little bits about context, if I believe I'm about 5 or 6 years older than Reliot, which means that before George Carlin, the first couple of seasons were done by Ringo Starr in the US, and later George Carlin redubbed them and they re-released the tape. So I do have a lot of history with the Ringo Starr dubs of seasons 1 and 2 in the US, because they did redub it using US terminology. Here, take this medal. You've got 3 out of the 8 medals at this point. Age received a booster pack. Laboratory. Let's see what cards we've got in this deck. We've got Ninetales, Marowak, Tentacruel, Porygon, Slowpoke, Magnemite, Recycle, Grimer, and another. And Reliot saying, okay, they 32. Yeah, it turns out, it sounds like my estimation was about right. But I hit Hitmonlee Slowbro. Magmar, Golbat, Tangela, Magnemite, Horsey. Yeah, only season 1 and 2 got Ringo started in the US. And season 3, that's when Michael Angelis came on board. And I have no history listening to the Michael Angelis dubs. I know the... Oh yeah, we got finally some Horsies to use with that the Seadras we've got, because I think we have a couple of Seadras. Legendary cards are but a legend. Science is the only truth. I must continue. It's a Pokemon card. It was manufactured by a factory. Like, these aren't like, we're not talking about legendary Pokemon. We know for a fact, an objective matter of concrete fact. So before we move on to... I want to get up for a second. Hold on. I'm just going to get up. I'm going to mute the mic. So for the first time in a while, what I decided I'd do is... And yes, I am switching to my... Now, I don't know... Lately, I've found that I'm booting this bad boy up for the first time in a while, but I found that my full screen webcam is like disordinately louder, like disproportionately louder. Oh man, this feels so good in my hands. It has been so long since I've held this in my hands. Only a few months, but still. Man, there's something so elegant about holding, like, as a truly pocket-sized system, even compared to the Switch Lite, and holding this little, the toy-like nature of the Switch, actually, what I'm gonna need to do, I'm gonna need to, yeah, turn that screen brightness down so y'all can see the screen. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. We're gonna open up the, yeah, like, no, it was... I don't know. Back in the day, and mind you, I was probably, this is more this is more 90s era than GC's experience, but I was not into the music videos at first. I was like, I thought it was an excuse for not having another episode on the tape. But that really was not the case. But let's look at, oh wow. Looking at the emulator on here, it is so fuzzy compared to looking at it on, you know, the unit. Actually, if I can do, hold on. I could do, yeah. Yeah, look at this. Look at the comparison here. Actually, the comparison might not be as severe here. But in person... Oh, your friend has a glow-in-the-dark Boo new faceplate 3DS. Yeah, I have the Animal Crossing faceplates for this thing, because that's one of the only ways you can get this thing in the US. But what I want to check out... We'll just go to a... What I want to actually... The reason I'm going in here is deck... Mersey... I thought it was called Mersey and Friends. It's called Mersey and the Gang. So, I'm just looking through here. Oh, ironically, the reflection of the... Okay. Let's look at what we've got. We've got, for a water type, we got... Let's see if we can get 3 Squirtles, 3 Wartortles, 3 Blastoise, 3 Psyducks. We've got... Who have we got in here? We've got Sea King, Goldeen. Yeah, this isn't working well. We've got 3 Magikarps. We've got 3 Gyarados. Yeah, the analog units are nice. This is the first time I've held my 3DS in a while, though, and I miss this thing just holding it in my hand. So we've got 3 Gyarados, 3 Magikarp. So 2 Sea Kings, 2 Goldeens, 2 Blastoise. I only have 2 Blastoise in my collection. 3 Wartortles and 3 Squirtles. Then for trainer cards, we've got 4 bills, 4 Pokeballs, 4 potions. And this is for my Dragonair and Sea Serpent focused sort of deck. Got a Super Potion. Okay, so that's it for trainers. And for energy cards, we've got 19 water energies and 4 double colorless. And for my colorless Pokemon, I know the Dragonair I have in here is colorless. We got 3 Dratini's, 3 Dragonairs. Alright, so I'll make a list of some sort and keep track of how many... Oh, you just want to... Yeah, we're going to save. Yeah, I'd like to keep a diary. I'm going to take a look at how close I am to completing this deck. But for now, it's time to move over to... I'm actually going to change my category to retro. There we go. Yeah, change our category to retro and change our... Yeah, we're going to move right on... Where's the button? There we go. Beautiful. It's time to finish the back half of this magazine. Now, for those who weren't here last time, this magazine included like the breaking news. This is like the first issue to come out after the news initially broke of Nintendo and Silicon Graphics partnership. The cover story is Sonic CD, even though the logo just says Sonic the Hedgehog, because they were covering Sonic CD as well as... Let me check it out here. We've got Sonic CD coverage. We've got Sonic Chaos coverage for Game Gear, which would have been a Master System release in Central and South America and in Europe. But, okay. We've got a full 2-page spread for Secret of Mana for this ad. A secret inside every box. The word is out on Secret of Mana, a new action-adventure game from Squaresoft. Yeah, there is still fear of calling these RPGs, really. Like, RPG, it was a niche thing, not especially. Behind the scenes of Codemasters in England. I know about this little egg character. It's kind of a puzzle platformer. And we got Game Genie. Arnie the Aardvark. I don't think I remember that game existing. Psycho Pinball. Pinball? You've got my attention. Now you're... Okay, Battletoads and Double Dragon. Let's see what we've... okay, so we've got a lot of gameplay stuff. Okay, for... You know, one of the many versions of Street Fighter 2 that were releasing on the home consoles at this era. Psygnosis CDs, you just play it. Yeah, for Sega CD. Yeah, Clay Fighter. There were 2 games. There were 2 games made. There was Clay Fighter and Claymates. Clay Fighter was a fighter, and Claymates was a platformer. And that Claymates is actually on the Super NES Nintendo Switch Online app. We have Wolfenstein 3D, Secret of Mana, Sports Illustrated, I guess football. Yeah, they know what they were doing with this one. RoboCop versus the Terminator. All the playground arguments, school bus arguments from all those kids that were honestly too young to have to probably not have seen either movie, but a lot of kids saw it anyway, and we'd argue. And even if you didn't see the movie, you're familiar with the characters. Because RoboCop had an inappropriate cartoon, but the Terminator did not. And in fact, that RoboCop cartoon would come on very early in the morning before Pokemon, back before it went to Saturday mornings. Now, Pack Attack, a Pac-Man puzzle game. I've never actually played this. I believe I have access to some version or another of it. I forgot exactly how. So, Paladin's Quest. Magic Boy. I never heard of that game. I think if I've heard of it before, I never thought of it again. Arcus Odyssey. Never heard of that. Championship Pool. I don't know, if I'd ever play a pool game, I think I'd rather... Oh, Lester the Unlikely. All I know about this game is the... Oh, it has... I didn't know this game had rotoscoped animation. It makes kind of sense with some of the things I've seen. All I know about this game is the Angry Video Game Nerd episode. Lethal Enforcers, you can win an arcade cabinet. ActRaiser 2. I've heard so much about ActRaiser. Now, Mario's Time Machine. Only game in these edutainment Mario games I've ever played is the Macintosh version of Mario is Missing. And I played that game knowing it was... I played that game because I wanted to play something aside from Carmen Sandiego at the library. So I knew I was getting into an edutainment game. Oh, we're back at Dinosaur Story. I thought, for some reason, I thought that game, this movie, was a little later in the 90s. I remember that being like 95. I guess it was back in 93. The heavy metal eye-opener arrives in December, Terminator 2. Mega Man X. Let's check this out. I played this game. I haven't played it since like probably 2004. I have the original cartridge, and I have... Yes, it's true. Mega Man is coming to the Super NES. This time the story is completely different from the NES line, but the gameplay is essentially the same. Run, jump, and shoot the bad guys. However, there are many new movements, like jumping off of walls, being able to use objects that failed enemies were once using, and much, much more. The game is currently under development as a possible Christmas release. Stick with the EGM for more info and pictures as it trickles out on this upcoming card. The good. Improved graphics make this a must-have for all Mega Man fans. The bad. Awesome looking game. Come on, let's see more of it, guys. Share. The ugly. Mega Man wincing in pain as he gets hit. From the Diary of Dr. Smith. Date, late 21st century. Subject, archaeological dig conducted by Dr. Smith. Summary, I have found a strange underground lab that at one point belonged to a man named Dr. Light. I have found a strange capsule which contained Smith's greatest achievement. They mean Light's greatest achievement. A robotic human simply named X. I will free this creation from his capsule. Date, a few days later. I have used Dr. Light's notes on X to create a new series of robots called Reploids that can think for themselves. Things are going well, the public loves them, and that we have perfected their mass production. Only a few days later? Geez. The assembly lines are rolling day and night. It seems to be a huge success. Date, years later. Summary. Reploids are completely integrated society and part of everyday life. However, occasionally Reploids go maverick and must be terminated. This happens so often that we had to specifically design some Reploids to deal with such problems. They are called Maverick Hunters. They exist solely as Terminators for renegade Reploids. Date, some days later. Something terrible has happened. The greatest of the Maverick Hunters, a Reploid named Sigma, has decided humans are inferior and must be destroyed. Sigma has recruited other Maverick Hunters. It started an uprising by declaring war on the humans. Our only hope is the original Reploid, X. X is not a Reploid. I know so little of Mega Man and Mega Man X-Loid. I know that X is not a Reploid. He is the original. The Reploids are replicas derived from X's programming core. It was joined forces with Zero, the only remaining... Okay, so anyway. Hold on. Let's keep moving. Yeah. Pink Goes to Hollywood. You know, I watched one of the old Pink Panther shorts lately, the Pink Think, and I'm like, wow, the Pink Panther's really just kind of just a huge butthole. So we got Gunstar Heroes, a game I will play on stream someday down the line. Eternal Champions, game I heard of. Castlevania Bloodlines. This was a kind of a... This is on the Genesis, right? Yeah, it was on Genesis. Or as it's generally known more on the Nintendo side of this area, but they did have the Bloodlines on the Genesis. So, yeah, back in the age of the McDonald's tie-in games on Genesis, Treasure Land Adventure. I believe the first of these games was Donald Land on the Famicom. That never released in North America. You got Time Killers. Wiz and Liz. Blades of Vengeance. With a name like Blades of Vengeance, it could have very easily ended up being a hockey game. Virtual Pinball. Wow, you could just... For Genesis? I am going to need... this is Blade Virtual Pinball. Okay, this is going on the list. That is going right on that list. You can design pinball tables. I'm already sold. And I happen to have the Analog Mega SG, which allows me to play Genesis cartridges. Yeah, I'll definitely be on board for that. I hope it's not expensive or rare or anything. I want to just... Okay, cool. So, a KB Toy Store ad. Oh, we've got Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine for the Genesis. Now, this is funny because this is kind of like... Yeah, it mentions it here. Characters from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog TV series make this puzzle game one to watch out for. Now, this is oddly analogous to Pokemon Puzzle League, because both Pokemon Puzzle League and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine are reskinned puzzle games that were part of a completely different franchise that was never directly marketed in the United States. And they were both spin-offs of their core franchises that were based on the animated television adaptations of those series rather than the core source material games. So you got Ren Stimpy, Vidiots for, what is this for? Game Boy. Yeah, the Game Boy game for this is one of the first Game Boy games I had, the one where Ren and Stimpy are in space. But Sonic, CD goes Sonic, Sonic goes CD, CD goes Sonic. Yeah, I never actually played this game before. I know people are very opinionated on which version, because different versions have different soundtracks. And with, yeah, Barcode Battler, I believe this is based directly on a Japanese, this is a North American adaptation of a Japanese toy in particular. Lethal Enforcers, yeah, where you scan barcodes from different, you could scan cards, but also you could cut them out and scan off of, yeah, Play It If You Dare, Bram Stoker's Dracula, the film adaptation. Sylphied, which I believe is, yeah, this is a, what, a shooter? Beyond Shadowgate. I never played any of the Shadowgate games. So Sonic Spinball here. Strap on your power sneakers for sensational new Sonic moves. I have this game on the Genesis Mini. I also have the cartridges for the Game Gear and Super NES versions of the game. I mean, the Game Gear and Genesis version of the game. Game Gear and Super NES. What am I talking about? Could have got me punched in the face if I was in the wrong crowd back in the 90s. Yeah, so I don't remember any of the ads for this game, but this was the Game Boy version of this game was one of the... Oh, wow, I didn't realize there was an NES version of this game. Yeah, I didn't realize this, that there was an NES version of this game, but I do know that there was a Game Boy version, which was among that first starting library of NES games I had. Hey there, Woofy, thanks for standing guard in my silent squad. We're it's coming up on the end of this magazine. A lot of the juicier stuff was at the beginning. And you know what, I guess... Yeah, so... Mega Man World 4. This ended up just coming out as Mega Man 4 for Game Boy in North America. And we got Star Wars for Game Gear. I mean, for Star Wars for Game Gear, there's not a lot of color going on from these screenshot maps. Now here, this is more like it, but up there at Borderline, I thought, I'm like, are you sure this is the Game Gear version? Because there's not much color going on. Desert Speed Trap. What is this? Oh, it's a Looney Tunes game with Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. Okay. So Echo the Dolphin for Game Gear. Fantastic Dizzy. I know that there were... Yeah, I didn't know this was for Game Gear. I know this is like a big series. I believe it was on personal computers in Europe. So lifestyle stuff. So this is basically just geek culture stuff. Interactive TV has a ride. Now this looks interesting. What's this? What's this? A video game for grown-ups? Well, sort of. Huh. I find it really weird that in this did gamers write? I don't feel... It feels to me like the writers of EGM, the core EGM... A video game for grown-ups? Well, sort of. I don't feel like that writing, that tone, that idea that video games are inherently not for grown-ups is something that would have been... I think this was outsourced to other people in this network of magazines, but... Now, oh, look at this! On the other side here, we've got video games hit the cover of Time. And another indication that video games have truly become part of mainstream American pop culture, the September 27th issue of Time features a 7-page cover story on the subject. The story provides fascinating insight into the burgeoning 3.5 billion video game industry and almost limitless prospects for the future. As the line between video games, movies, and interactive viewing becomes more and more blurry, the technology becomes closer, the stakes are bigger and bigger. There's no doubt that video games have truly grown up and are here to stay. But when a story appears on the cover of Time the same week that a historic peace accord was reached in the Middle East, it's astonishing to think how much potential remains for the electronic medium. Hold your breath on that peace accord. Now, it's kind of funny, because just on my bookshelf over here, I just happen to have I know it's inverted here, but I happen to have a Time magazine issue, a special on the 25 years covering Pokemon in North America. Now, I didn't actually read through this, and I probably won't for a while, I'll be completely honest. Let me put it back on the shelf, because I don't have any place near my desk to really keep that. Ugh. Yeah, bigger than movies, bigger than reality, soon to zap to a kid near you. So even, like, this idea of video games, I mean, yes, we're transitioning. This is the point. Within the next 3 or 4 years is the point where we really transition to most active owners of game consoles being over the age of 18. And the idea of most video game console users being adults is something that still surprises or even upsets people who aren't familiar that I've talked to. They're like, aren't you a little... I'm like, you realize, like, since the mid-90s, most game console users were over 18. I'm like, oh, no, well, that's parents buying it for their kids. And like, no, I'm talking about the people who are using the systems. Like... And it's so weird that we've had multiple generations at this point that have, video games aren't this insurgent, newly incoming aberration at this point. So it's kind of weird that we're still dealing with a lot of this stuff. This idea that video games are inherently a kids-focused or kids-only medium. So again, we've got our ads, our ads in the back, our imports here. Yeah, games you want to swap. Oh, an ad for health insurance. Health insurance? That's interesting. Masco presents World of Games. That's wild. Nightmare. Break the spell. Yeah, we got the Beauty and the Beast duology here. Beauty and the Beast Bell's Quest and Roar of the Beast. The fact that both of I think one was more puzzle and one was more of an action game. And we reached the end of the magazine. I think what I want to do for now is, you know what? I didn't see. Where is I guess the coverage of Kirby's Pinball Land was sort of fleeting. do I want to... What's the next? Got Bomberman 94, Mega Man X. Sega's... Oh man, look at this. System Wars heat up. Sega's Saturn game machine to be 64-bit. That did not end up happening. But that sort of shows the era we were in here. I think what I want to do... I want to go back to... Let's play through another duel. We'll play through another duel in Pokemon trading card game. Which means we gotta switch our category back to... I want to switch back to Pokemon trading card game. I think we'll have more visibility there. There we go. Turn the volume down on my side. Because my game volume is a lot louder than when I was jamming to my sort of background tunes for the magazine reading layout. Alright. So... Yeah, nothing I really want to change yet in terms of... Do I want to just go around... Yeah, for the light... You know what? Let's try the Rock Club. Because I'm guessing there are going to be a lot of fighting type Pokemon here, and a lot of rock archetype Pokemon, I guess you could say. Which you would be able to... Yeah, rock archetype Pokemon, which might be susceptible to water, even though they are literally fighting type in the context of the game's element system, and the card game's element system. Okay, I already beat this guy. Never mind. You want to move on. Go straight out that door to... Did we already beat... I swear, if this sprite... I wonder how many different pixels... How many pixels away is this guy from... Either the sprite of your player character in Pokemon Red, or just like the fisherman sprite. Like, it just looks so close to... I see you've won a medal. Then okay, so you needed to have medals in order to duel him to begin with. Who's this guy? Let me see if that happens so Clubmaster doesn't listen to what people are saying. Okay. I see you've won a medal, then I will duel with you. What would you like to do? I guess we have to make our way. We have to prove ourselves before we could actually do the duel. With the club leader. Yeah, only 4 prizes, definitely not the club leader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was a great duel last time around. You know, basic Pokemon in my hand. Yeah, got a... It's almost like a mulligan, except it's just not even a mulligan. Wow. It shows... Man, I need some more basic Pokemon in my deck, don't I? Because that really is a lot... The main struggle I have is getting basic Pokemon out. Okay. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a hunker down so I can draw some more Pokemon kind of duel. Wow, okay. I didn't know if the rules would allow me to play, because I know you play the trainer card Mysterious Fossil as though it's a basic Pokemon, but because it is not literally a Pokemon card, I didn't know if I could actually place it on the bench at this phase. I can. Alright, I get to go first. Yeah, looks like the move is going to be to try to confuse him. If this... No, I missed... Okay. If I got that coin flip, there's gonna be... This was gonna be a heck of a duel for me. Now might be a well, I mean, a heck of a duel negatively. Alright, you used Bill, so now you are behind me in your deck count. I keep trying to say library, but that's Magic the Gathering terminology. Come on, confuse. Yeah. He's gonna have an impediment for the rest of his time on the field unless he uses some kind of trainer card. Or I believe if you swap in and out of the bench, if he like retreats back to the bench, it cures that as well. Aha. Ooh man, if he loses his next coin flip, he's gonna knock himself out. We're gonna just brace ourselves. Nice. So we're guaranteed not to take damage either way. If he's smart, he's not gonna bother attacking. Yeah. I didn't consider that. Yeah, he's smart enough not to bother. Yeah, he had nothing to gain in attempting to attack. So I'm actually just going to, okay. Yeah, let's build up the Mysterious Fossil a little bit, so if we do draw Ammonite, we're gonna use Supersonic. There's nothing, because this one, okay, this is going to cause the AI to be more likely to attempt to attack this turn. Come on, lose. Nice. And that's my first knockout, and I didn't even make it a single explicitly offensive play. Ooh, we've got Squirtle. And I believe I have a Wartortle in my hand. We got Omastar. Yeah, we're gonna play the Squirtle. Start developing him with energy. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna go for Supersonic again. We're gonna get our heads. No, not this turn. He draws. Puts Jigglypuff on the bench. All right, are you gonna? We're gonna get our coin flip. No, we lost. He's sleepy. Come on, heads. No, still asleep. Alright. So. Okay. We'll play Seal so that if. Yeah, we can't sleep. We just have to end the turn here. So he draws, attaches Grass Energy to Jigglypuff. Finishes without attacking. Alright, we passed our... Got our coin flip. You want a coin flip there? Continue developing Squirtle. Let's try to see if we can... Alright, we got Confusion on that Ghastly. So they're going to be compromised with a 50% chance of damaging themselves for the rest of the time on the field. I mean, unless their time active, at least. Yeah, we're building up all the way to be able to, yeah, we're gonna use this the same tactic with the Shellder until he gets knocked out, and then we'll bring out. Wartortle. We'll bring out Squirtle, who I will evolve into Wartortle at that point. Hand. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing these, even though he's already confused, I'm doing this specifically to encourage the Ghastly him to actually attack with the Ghastly, or attempt to. Yeah, he's trying to retreat. Actually, yeah, he's gonna keep trying to retreat. I'm doing this so that if he does, if whatever system is working that's making him want to try to retreat with the Ghastly, if he does try to attack, yeah, he's not even gonna try to attack right now, and I'm going to end up outdrawing him. Yeah, let's build up the fossil so if we could get a. Yeah, I'm ahead in terms of card count, so if this continues on in this weird stalemate thing, I could easily make him withdraw. Make him overdraw. But if he uses a card like Imposter Professor Oak, I mean, he'd still be ahead, but... In fact, if he doesn't try to attack this turn, I'm gonna go for the defensive move. If I can't, yeah, I can't lure him into it, even trying to attack right now. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna check. Okay. So this has 1, 2. So now that Ammonite is fully charged, I don't have no reason to evolve him right now. So if I did not win that coin flip, but if he attacks, he's got a 50% chance. He's gonna try to retreat again. He failed. Man, I'm getting. This is. I think this particular game, this particular duel, is making up for all the bad coin flip luck I've ever had playing this game on stream. Every coin flip I lose doesn't matter, and every coin flip I've won helps me notably. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have a doggone army out on the field by the time this duel changes position in any real way. I don't have any water energy at the moment. Daniel's turn. He drew a Wigglytuff. He evolved his Jigglypuff. I mean, if I... Yeah, I have all 6 Pokemon I'm gonna have for this game out right now, for this duel. It's been a while since I've had a fully stocked bench with 5 Pokemon in it. Am I really gonna beat this guy using... Yes, it looks like I'm actually gonna... If something doesn't change, I'm really gonna beat this guy by outdrawing him. Draw 1 card, water energy. Yes, you are going straight on. I believe he needs... I believe Articuno will need a total of 4. Yeah. 4 waters to be fully powered up. So... Oh, I did not win my coin flip there. Oh, is he gonna evolve? Oh, something new is happening. And it cured. Ooh, wow. So I'm very excited that new things are happening. Lost my coin flip there. Oh, he's shucks. He's still asleep. Boo-hoo. And hold on, check in my play area. Yeah, I don't have to do. Yeah, I'll just sit here. I'll let that shelter get knocked out before I even attempt to bring in any of my other Pokemon. I'm not worried. You drew Bill. Just gonna. Yeah, but go ahead, outdraw. Get yourself close to outdrawing yourself. Why retreat? Why? That's so interesting. What an odd move. Ah, finally, the first time this duel damage actually dealt to me. Looks like I'm gonna get knocked out this turn, which is going to awaken, like, the sleeping giant. I have no shortage of... He's going to be very sorry. I mean, it is... So he gets... Shelter finally get... Man, this... To think that a Shelter carried me through the duel like this. Hey there, Reliet. Redeeming the Sodor lore reading. Hold on. Time to get out. Oh. We'll have to remove the analog pocket. Go back to our book. So, oh yeah, Ellsbridge is pretty decent. We're gonna read Ellsbridge for this deluxe lore reading. St. Pedrock's church tower is visible for miles across the fen, and marks the site of a centuries-old river crossing at the end of a path through the bog, known only to local people. Even natives were sometimes confused in the thick mists often covering the area. In September 1758, Peter Carnan, an Ellsbridge shopkeeper, was caught in just such a mist, and found only direction and safety when he heard the church clock strike. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Accordingly, bequeathed land to the vicar and churchwardens, directing that the rent thereof be used to pay for the ringing of a bell daily during the first half hour before sunset, forever. A tablet in the church records this bequest. The need for it is gone, but a token ringing of the Carnan bell continues to this day. Another tablet records the building of the town bridge by public subscription in 1779 to 1780, and gives a list of the principal contributors. It was needed to replace an old and dilapidated packhorse bridge. The road width was 15 feet between parapets, quite generous for those days. In 1927 it was widened, but great care was taken to preserve its original design and appearance. For many years it carried two-way traffic, but with the increased width of vehicles this became dangerous, and the traffic flow is now alternate and controlled by lights. It has 5 arches and not 10 as shown in the picture, nor is the river as wide as the artist suggests. The bridge is a pleasing structure, full of character, built by local masons to meet a local need, and Ellsbridgians are proud of it. If Ellsbridge is proud of its road bridge, the railway people are certainly proud of theirs. It was intended as a showpiece from the first. It happened like this. From 1910 to 1925, Ellsbridge was the terminus of the branch line. The Northwestern Railway held powers to extend, but money was short, and the necessary bridge and tunnel were likely to prove expensive, so nothing was done. In 1924, however, Jabez Corre began quarrying at Farquhar. He needed 2 things, a railway for transport and an attractive structure to show potential customers the quality of his stone. Hard bargaining followed with Topham Hatt. In the end, the Northwestern Railway agreed to extend their line on condition that the quarry company not only provided some stone for the bridge free of charge, but also undertook to bear half the cost of the tunnel at Hackenbeck. The bridge was designed by Michael Kirk Eyre, A-R-I-B-A of Cathedral Chambers. I'm guessing that's some sort of some sort of title of status in the UK, I'm guessing. Sudbury, too, who on Topham's suggestion based his design of that of Isambard Kingdom Brunel for the Great Western Railway at Maidenhead. It was completed at 1925 and since needed only minimal maintenance, thus giving excellent testimony to the qualities of Farquhar Stone. Farquhar Stone, yeah, the Farquhar Quarry Company, that is where Mavis here works. You can see on the side it says the Farquhar Quarry Company. So Mavis is one of the locomotives used by the company themselves. I don't see if Mavis is actually mentioned here. The Curragh for Fenland Museum is a must. Oh, excuse me, we missed a whole chapter. Ellsbridge is a pleasant town of some 4,500 inhabitants. It has a flour mill and bakery, together with several small firms specializing in different forms of agricultural engineering. But the largest employer is St. Pedrock's Dairy, situated in what was once a glebe field and the vicarage adjacent to the station. The dairy has won fame for its Callan cheese and Ellsbridge butter, the latter being made from the milk of cows pastured in the rich water meadows along the upper reaches of the Ells. The Curragh or Fenland Museum is a must for visitors. In addition to items both domestic and industrial collected from the neighborhood, it is imaginatively displayed. Life in the fen is depicted both before and after drainage began and 100 years ago. Most of the land on the west bank is now drained and cropped, but some 4,000 acres were left untouched, as are preserved by the Sodor Nature Conservancy Trust as a wildlife sanctuary. The banks of the Upper Elves are beloved of anglers, many of whom come year after year with great regularity. These tend to stay at two hotels, the Trout and the Char, which cater admirably for their needs, and which own most of the fishing rights. Elves visitors with other interests will find comfortable accommodations elsewhere. The Railway Hotel in Station Road and the bridge in Ulfstead Street are highly recommended. Ellsbridge is an attractive place well served by public transport, and from it northward the visitor has ready access to some of the most beautiful parts of the island. So the bridges, in addition to the station, what these are here are references to the locations seen in some of the illustrations in the Thomas the Tank Engine books. Okay. So here we got Farquhar. We are not going to read about Farquhar now. We are going to read about Farquhar. That calls for another redemption. So for now, let's get back to... let's finish up this rather epic duel. We've got some really hot duels this stream. And after this duel, we'll play a single round of what's it called? Revenge of the Gator, and call it a stream. Select a Pokemon to place in the arena. Okay, we've got... No! I did not mean to actually place them. I thought I'd have the chance to check. Alright. We've got Ammonite out, so we'll go with Ammonite. We will evolve to Omastar. And we'll attack for 40 damage. Instant knockout. Oh, Squirtle. Nice. Place an Execute on the bench. Attach Psychic Energy. Okay, so we can't avoid... He's just going to be asleep. Okay. Yeah, no coin flip here. That's a very powerful move. You know what? I bet because of the fact that we've got constant coin flips. We are dealing with constant coin flips, therefore, I guess... Yeah, power up Articuno a bit more. He's still asleep, so... Did not... At the start of our next turn, we'll have another sleep check. Oh, Transparency. Whenever this attack does anything to Haunter, whenever an attack, flip a coin. If heads, prevent all effects. Okay. Oh! Use Gust of Wind, huh? Oh, okay. Do you realize the extent to which I control using the shelter? Yeah. Oh, wait, I don't have any... Oh, wait, I do have space on my deck to... We will put that... We can't evolve the same turn, darn it. But we can put a water energy on our boy here. There we go. Because if I want to evolve... I want to get if I get an Omni back on the field, I can see all my opponent's cards that he draws. I can see his hand and everything. That would be fun. See everything except surprise cards. Surprise cards are always... Yeah, we'll go for Supersonic. And you're confused now. Okay, so he draws. He does his. She's gonna try to. He won his coin flip. He gets to with. Oh no! Wait, that was good for us. He lost his coin flip. We won it. Sorry, I had to double think there for a second because the way the language in the game reads. Okay, so if we, yeah, they'll keep powering up, and for now, we're just going to keep trolling. I know the duel's going to go longer than it otherwise might, but at this rate, we might actually win by him outdrawing his own deck. Oh, you've successfully retreated? Ouch. Gonna win our coin flip here? No. And we've got... I forgot. We want to evolve our own. For the first time ever, we're gonna have two. We could have potentially, if I chose to. Hold on, I want to just check what's going on with. Okay, 3, 4. Okay, he's fully powered up. You know, there's no reason. I'm just bored of seeing that Squirtle sitting around. I want to. You know, and Galakaboy saying. They just came from where the Gudetama Cafe will be. They're curious to see where it is. They're having a grand opening this weekend. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I was tough to get gas when I saw that you sent me some things to clue me in on this character. I think I've seen somewhere or another. I've seen that character, but I don't know much of their history yet. I'll have to take a closer look at what you sent me. But yeah, yeah. I hope when. So is this cafe, I just thought, is this cafe going to specialize in eggs? Because that would be right up my alley. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and knock out... Yeah, if you really want to try to knock out... You drew plus power? You used plus power? Why use it this turn? Why use it this turn? That's... Wow, he really waste a plus power on that. Wow. Okay, do I have... Yeah, let's evolve this lad just for the sake of doing so. Man, look at this. Look at what I've got. Look at my play area. Like all my Pokemon are either high level. Is either a high level basic and all the rest are evolved. That's incredible. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're gonna just knock him out. Oh, I lost. Doggone. Oh, wait, that's right. There's that. Oh, I forgot he had that transparency thing. But he's still Ah, ow. Oh, my poor guys. And... Alright, so we're gonna have to pass our coin flip here. Come on. Oh, we passed our coin flip. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, there's really no advantage to taking the risk with the coin flip. We lost our coin flip for paralysis, but we are guaranteed... Which is being used because there's no freeze mechanic. Alright, gotta win our coin flip and we get in the duel next turn. Nah, still sleeping for now. Ah, Cloister. Yeah, we could have used you earlier, but yeah, not too much we could do. Draw one card from the deck. Oh, another plus power. Oh, he's gonna try to... Ooh! This is... Ouch. Bam! Oh! We lost our coin flip. Oh, he's actually gonna get another knockout on us. Now is the time... Hold on. Oh, we have an ad break coming up. Let's see if... Yeah, well, wait till the last minute and put off the ad break. Okay, we can't... Who is the ideal... Yeah. Okay. Looks like we're gonna get knocked out next turn. Thank you, Articuno. You did a great job. Oh man, the next knockout wins the duel. Actually, yeah. And that's the duel. He loses, I win. And you know, I don't want to run an ad just to come back and play a single round of... Because it's going to force me to play an ad in about 90 seconds. I could put it on, so Haunter, Rapidash, Wartortle, Metapod, Gust of Wind. We don't have Geodude. Yeah, I don't want to put on an ad just to come back, do a single round of Revenge of the Gator, and then move on. But Jolteon, Rapidash, Kingler, Gust of Wind, Metapod, Sandshrew. Let's save the game. Alright, in spite of a lot of scares involving... Yeah, in spite of a lot of scares involving the, how many frames we had, how many frames we were dropping, we still had a successful stream. And, oh yeah, Clackaboy's asking, I see the photos I sent. Yeah, I glanced at them, but I was getting gas at the time. But I saw what the character looked like, and I didn't get to read what you had wrote. But I was wondering if the character is going to end up specializing... My chat box needs to be in front. Why is my chat box? Utility... My chat box is in the wrong spot. Hold on. Yeah, it should not be... Yeah, if I just drag the... There we go. Yeah, so next time... I was wondering if the Gudetama Cafe... I wonder if that's going to specialize in eggs, because Gudetama is an egg. We'll see. If so, that's right up my alley. But, yeah, next stream's going to be Saturday at 6 p.m. We're going to get the call with Red Hot Boiling Detective Chad's findings on his investigation of the Advanced Controller's alleged boys that have been harassing me, when it's actually just the Advanced Controller himself. But then aside from that, I'm going to be playing Kirby's Dream Land 3 and probably reading a vintage magazine. At the very least, we will be reading the manual. Now, I'm looking at the box art. I just noticed that the animal partners from Kirby's Dream Land 2 are in this as well. I've never even seen Kirby's Dream Land. I just opened up the title screen and just did a sound check on it. That's really all I've done on that game. I'm just taking a look. Yeah, I don't think we'll do a raid this time around. But yeah, I've never played Kirby's Dream Land 3, a very late Super Nintendo game. I believe they came out in 97 or 98 or something in the US. And this is going to be the first home console... Well, actually, yeah, the first home console Kirby game we've played since Kirby's Adventure, which is the only home console Kirby game I really played before this, aside from Kirby 64, which I only played once. Kirby's Dream Land 3, I planned to play this back originally in December when I was playing through Kirby's Dream Land 1. I was going to play through Kirby's Dream Land 1, 2, and 3, but Kirby's Dream Land 2, Kirby's Dream Land 1 we beat in the single stream on our first attempt. The second time but Kirby's Dream Land 2 took a few weeks. Actually, it took a lot longer than I thought, so we never got to Kirby's Dream Land 3. And then for the new year, I started my new plan for my streamings. And Kirby was the Kirby's Dream Land trilogy was a bit of a themed holding pattern. So we're going to go back into our holding pattern a bit. I am kind of biding time while I figure out how many episodes I'll need to end the sort of ongoing storyline with the Advanced Controller. After next episode, there will not be any more plot progression episodes for the Advanced Controller Saga until I have everything I need to get done to carry through to my 4-year anniversary stream. I'm aiming for May. Realistically, at this point, it may slip into April, even though May is actually my anniversary month, mid-May. So, I will see you all next time. And actually, this is going to be the first Super Nintendo game that I played that historically had an E rating at the time of its original release, which is interesting to think about. So I will see you all next time, and thank you very much for watching.